Hey guys, welcome to HowToInAFew. Trying to make a quick video today. I wasn't going to film this, but due to all the reviews I saw about this bumper not fitting on the TJ and needing heavy machine work done and all that, we're going to test that out. What we have today, I'm going to pan it in a second, but we're going to replace this bumper. As you see, my spare tire holder is missing. I should go grab that to you and show it to you. So this was a stock spare tire holder, and I didn't even notice. It just kind of looked funny one day, so I went to look, and I can't pull it apart now, but with the weight of the tire on it, this seam in here was completely cracked, so that this whole portion where the tire attaches was just, you could just push and flap it, and it would just kind of flap around. So it wouldn't have taken much longer before the welds or something to break, and then we lose the spare tire somewhere on the road. So what I decided to do, and I'll show you the pieces in a minute real quick, is go with a swing out bumper. So once it's installed, there'll be a swing out component, and the tire's weight, instead of resting on the tailgate, will rest on the bumper and frame assembly. You've probably seen these. There's a bunch of different designs. This one was actually the cheapest one that I could find, but I'm impressed with the quality. And I'll show you that, and then we'll get started. Now, one thing to note is that this is an aftermarket bumper already, so I don't know what's been changed. It does appear, though, that it will. There's no holes here, but it does appear that these holes may match the new aftermarket bumper, and there's also some underneath mounting bolts, and there are thread tapped holes that I believe match up. Although we'll see once we get it on there whether they actually match up. So it looks like this may just be a bolt-on installation, and we may get off easy. So here's the new bumper. We're going to retain the spots for the hookups. This will be the lock mechanism, and this will be the pivot joint where the arm will swing. We're also going to gain a hitch attachment that we didn't have before. And then quickly on this side, here's our swing out bracket and then our tire mount. This is interesting because it does have adjustments, so that if you're running a rather large tire, you can actually adjust this away from the car, or a skinnier tire you can adjust it in. That's going to like save pivot weight, but also allow you to mount a larger spare tire if that's what you have. Also came with the lugs, which I thought was pretty convenient, although I can't move them at the moment. So it looks like we have two bolts on each side that need to be taken out. Be using our Bauer brand cordless impact from Harbor Freight. So it looks like we do match on the two outer. And then also there's a hole at the bottom of this, which presumably will coincide with one of those two. It's likely that we also would have a match here. Just not going to be easy to get to those. Alright, prepping the hardware. Each one of our mounting bolts is getting a lock washer and a flat washer. This will screw in from behind the frame through the frame to the bumper, and as the lock washer gets crushed, it'll kind of dig into both sides to prevent this from backing out. Also came with some spacers, which I can't tell whether I need it for this install, but the idea of moving the bumper out just a little bit from the frame to me seems like a good idea, so we will include it into our four bolts that we're mounting today, and then also put those in the other four once we do the fuel tank skid plate job at some later date. We're going to attempt to get our bottom screws in first and kind of get the bumper in place. This is going to be a heavy lift. Oh. Okay, so here's our update. We currently have the two screws in on this side. We're using the jack to hold it, and we're gonna have to move down in place, and hopefully the other two will line up now. We did use the maul to just kind of straighten out the lower brackets because they were causing everything to bind. Hopefully now this will be free to raise to the point. Alright, we might be good. Alright, that sucks because I got carried away with it and forgot to turn on the video. So let's just pretend this isn't here. So I'll bring you up to speed. I was able to finally get them to line up. I did have to take the drill to the previous holes and open them up a little bit in the right direction because it was just a hair off. So then I managed to get it attached. I gotta tell you, I'm not really happy with the attachment. I feel like some of the bolts that we used to attach it, at least one on the bottom, stripped out as I was tightening it. So when we replaced the fuel tank skid plate, I need to make sure that I remember to put in the additional 4 bolts that will attach here and here just to give it a little more support. As it stands now, even though this is a heavy-duty class hitch attachment, I don't know that I'm comfortable with you know, towing something like a boat, maybe a small trailer, utility trailer. But I'm definitely going to check those bolts. I mean, the 4 that are holding it, which is equivalent to what the other bumper had, they're good. I just would like to have a few more attachment points. Alright, just put a little lithium grease on there since it does not have a Zerk fitting. So we did put this together. It was pretty self-explanatory, just a washer and a lock washer with an Allen screw here, and then also on the other side. It seems to be fairly sturdy. I'm wondering if I have it reversed. So I'll have to see once we get the tire on which way around we're going to put that. Also note that I've taken off the license plate. Felt like it was getting in the way. It may be that we'll be able to reattach it. Now that's going to be a no. So we'll have to come up with an alternative for this. I didn't really care for this, to tell you the truth, but I don't like that they didn't engineer this differently. Next we're going to put our tire mount and then see if we can't muscle the tire back into place. So it's just a washer on one side of the bolt, washer on the other side, lock washer, and a nut. Of course. So my hope is that I won't need any offset and I can run this as far back as possible. So 5 inches should be just enough for the tire to fit on there. There's a little bit of play here I don't like. But it seems to be mostly in the holder, not in the bumper. Here comes the heavy lifter. So I already know those lugs are not going to work. Alright, looks like we're going to be able to get away with just putting some washers. It's a little bouncy. Alright, so there we go. It's a little wobbly for my taste, but I do believe it's actual metal flex and not looseness. This is a little stiff, but once you get the hang of it, it does move out of the way fairly easy. It does bind, so you don't get full. Yeah, so you can't open this fully. That's an issue that I didn't see coming. And we really wouldn't have been able to mount the bumper any lower. And the other thing we still have left to do is I'm gonna drill 2 holes in the center of the license plate so that I can utilize these 2 bolts here. Well, actually won't be the center, it'll probably be off center in this area, just to bolt the license plate directly to the bucket. I guess I'm going to do 3, 1 here, and then 1 by each of these. Alright, so hopefully that helped you. If so, give me a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, because that goes a long way to help YouTubers like me make videos for people like you. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.